Hey everybody, it's Scott from the Board Games Maelstrom. Welcome back. 3 years ago, somewhere in that range, I did a What's on My Shelf video. I think I'm going to revisit that so you can see how my collection's changed over the years. I'm going to do probably one shelf at a time, so it'll only be like a 4 or 5 part series. But just to give you an idea of what's in my collection, what I've kept, what I've gotten rid of. You'll have to check the old video out to find that out. But let me go ahead and take a look at the shelf right behind me and see what I have on it. Alright, if we look at the top of the shelf, and these are quite high because I have 2 stacked on top of each other, we have Near and Far, and we have Yokohama. Sorry for the pause there. I have the expansion for Near and Far, Amber Mines, and on top there is a expansion for Cthulhu Death May Die, and I believe on top there is like the cards they replaced on 7th Continent, very top. Next thing I got is Role Player, which is a very cool game about creating a character, and you're not actually taking it into the dungeon, but the whole game is creating your character. In sequential expansions after that, we have had monsters and minions, and I think in the latest one you actually get to take your character into the dungeon. I think you can roll all the way through those. I also have Masmora, and I have Medici. I have a confession to make. I haven't played Medici yet. It's something I picked up on the used market, just haven't got around to it. And the next section is Teotihuacan, City of the Gods. Very cool worker placement game. Then we have Kitchen Rush, which I haven't got around to playing yet. Also Rallyman GT, which is a very cool little game of racing. It's interesting how they do racing in board games. And then of course Wingspan on the very next one. Wingspan is a game that came out a couple years ago, and it took the gaming world by storm. And it's a very, very good game from Stonemaier. You'll have to check it out. I don't know if I did a video on it, but if not, it's coming soon. Alright, next shelf, I have Back to the Future, Dice Through Time, and Back to the Future, Back in Time. I'm a big Back to the Future fan, so it was a must for me to get those games, even though I haven't gotten them to the table yet, and when I do, I will do a review. Next thing we got is Pendulum and Tapestry. The last couple newest games from Stonemaier Games. I am a fan of the company. They make good games, and I'm happy to have them in my collection. Come down here, we have Newsfjord, and that is another Uwe Rosenberg game. Space Base, which is a very big game by AEG. I have Robinson Crusoe, both the base game and Mystery Tales. Robinson Crusoe is a very neat game. If you've never checked it out, it's a game where your choices and the things that you do can come back to bite you in the butt, basically. So it's I love those mechanisms where they have a game that actually comes back, and a choice you made comes back to affect your game later on. Those are very cool. On the next middle shelf here, I have Watergate, one of the best 2-player games of a couple years ago. And then I have the West Kingdom series. I have Architects of the West Kingdom, I have the Age of Artisans, the expansion, Paladins of the West Kingdom, and Viscounts of the West Kingdom. That's the latest one. I haven't played Viscounts yet. I love the other 2. So we're going to get that to the table soon. Maybe we'll do a playthrough on it. Next thing I got is Forgotten Waters, and that is a game that unfortunately I haven't gotten to the table, even though I see it gets great reviews so far. Next shelf over, I have Catan, which is one of the originals that started the board game industry into something different. It's a game where you're trading the player interaction. In order to win this game, you have to trade with the people in the game. You have to interact in order to win. Very good game. Don't get it to the table enough. The next one I have is a couple of the Unmatched. I have the original base game, Unmatched Battle of Legends Volume 1, and I also have Robin Hood vs. Bigfoot. And then the next one over, I have the Explorers of the North Sea, which is part of the North Sea trilogy, and I currently do not have the other two. Now we're going to go down to this one, and I think we're just going to stop after this shelf here. I have a whole nother shelf underneath. We'll get to that in the next video. Alright, I have the Century Spice Road trilogy. Those games, if you put them side by side, the front's facing, like there's a whole picture. King Domino. I have Le Havre, which is a very, very good Uwe Rosenberg game. I have Horrified, which is a Universal Monsters game. Very cool game, good for families. I have Escape Room Funland, that goes with the Escape Room base game, which I have on another shelf somewhere for some reason. Then we have Starcadia Quest. This came out last year, and it is just a kind of a sequel or different rebranding of Arcadia Quest. It's a space version. It's pretty cool. I got a lot of stuff to paint in that one too. And then we have, on the next two sections, we have Thunderstone Quest and Thunderstone Quest Barricades. I have not even closely gotten these to the table enough. I have played them, but I need to get them to the table more. I definitely need to do that. The next one, and this will be the last section on this shelf. The next one is the Azul Summer Pavilion. Again, I'm a horrible gamer. I haven't gotten that to the table. I have a ton of games that I can do content on, and that you're going to be seeing that in the coming months, because I've begun a new rebranding of the channel and making it look a little bit more professional, and we'll see if we can't get some subscribers. And if you have anybody and you like the type of stuff that I put out, if you have anybody that you can alert of my channel, I'd appreciate it. But if you're here and you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. The last game on this shelf is Pulsar 2849. It's an amazing space game by CGE. I do have the most popular CGE game that's out right now coming. I'm not sure when it'll get here, but I did manage to get a hold of a copy, even though it's hard to get a hold of, and that's the Lost Ruins of Arnak, and that will be here probably in the next week. I had to order it from Canada to get it, so, and it's used, so we'll have to see what that game's like when it comes. But I'm glad I could take you through at least one of my many game shelves. I'm lucky my wife hasn't strangled me by now, but she enjoys certain games too. Thanks for stopping by and taking a look at my games that I have. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below. Also, I have an upcoming review done about a sequel to the Crazier 8s line, which is a card game built in the vein of Crazy 8s, and I will be having a giveaway for the 2 new games in that line. So look for that video coming here in the next week, and thanks for stopping by the Board Games Maelstrom.